Hey, this is Maginoni, and here's some comic reviews for you. I got a mixture of things this time, and I might be a little bit short on some of these, but that's just because I'm getting kind of tired, and or at least tired talking. So let's just start it off with Scooby of the Apocalypse, number 3. I am truly still amazed that I still like this book. I can't. I thought this was a joke. I thought I never imagined I would have this issue in my hands. In this issue, basically, what we see is the gang basically escapes their science building, their lab, and we actually get to see kind of like what it's like outside, and what the nanovirus thing has. How it's affecting everybody out there, and it's, as you can imagine, it's not very good. So, I mean, if anything, it's just a nice book to establish where the characters are at in the place in the world. There's some nice little characters moments here and there. The art is good, and surprisingly, still, I'm still really enjoying this. I would highly recommend picking this up, and I think if you're looking for something a little bit different than your traditional superhero books, definitely pick this up. I think you'll definitely be rewarded for it. Betty and Veronica, number 1. I hate to say this, but this is tying for my book of the week. This issue here was better than every other Marvel and DC book that I've read so far. And I still have to read Star Wars. But then I heard those were good books, but I've got to tell you, Betty and Veronica it just was good. It's basically what it actually accomplished was, if you've never read Archie before, or you didn't know the story of Archie, it did it, but they did it in such a way where you didn't feel like it was forced, or how it's kind of like, okay, here we go again. We get the origin story. It's, basically it's through, we're seeing everything happening through the dog, Jughead's dog, Hot Dog. And basically all the characters are basically just walking, they're talking, and we're getting everything about these characters that we need to know if you've never read it. And basically, if you don't know anything about Archie, there's like a Pop's restaurant where they all eat, and Pop's restaurant is about to be foreclosed on, and it's going to be bought by a coffee shop, which the whole gang objects to. So it's them on their quest basically to try and save their favorite hangout spot. But while it's a very simple storyline, it just was so written, that I'm gonna buy the next issue. I'm not gonna lie. The art was great. I thought the characters were done really well. They all have. Now granted, all characters have their own unique look, but if you look between Betty and Veronica, they really, really look different, and they have their own voice. So I really liked that, and I never would have thought, but I buy Afterlife with Archie and Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, but this actually was a really, really good read. While I'm saying I highly recommend it, I know most of you guys won't read it because it's not superhero, but if you like manga, give this one a try. Because manga readers know what I'm talking about in terms of dramatic storylines, and that's more of a drama type, with a little bit of rom-com added to it. Okay, Uncanny Avengers 10, Apocalypse Wars, where we're treated to a statue of Apocalypse, and if anything, this book was pretty crappy. But if anything, what it really did was it solved the situation, the storyline with Warren, and how before he was like a mindless drone type thing, and they've finished that storyline for now, and they added a new storyline with M and her brother. So if anything, it's that. But as a Apocalypse War tie-in, I'm just like, oh, you just slapped that on there just to make people buy this shit. Because this could have been done without it, easily, very easily. I can't. I really should drop this book. I really should, because it's just not. I mean, but of course I'm reacting to Apocalypse Wars. I'll probably give it a little bit more, one or two more issues, and I'll probably this is on the it's walking up the plank, to jump off into the ocean, because it just, to me, it's just not a good book at all. Thunderbolts number 3. I wasn't gonna buy it, then I was, and I wasn't, and I just picked it up, and I shouldn't have, because I already had too many books, but I really wanted to see the fight between the Thunderbolts and the Inhumans, and it was exactly what I thought it was going to be like. You're going to have one side winning, and the other side finally stepping up, and then beating the Inhumans. The fight, I thought the best part of the fight was Atlas swinging people around like rag dolls. The rest of this fight was, to me, it's been very uninspiring. There's a lot of stuff that was going on, but it's one of those things where too much happens without enough pages or panels to show the fight accurately or build up the fight. It's basically, I punch you, you punch me. Okay, my punch hurt a little more, so I win type thing. And it's kind of like. It's kind of depressing, especially when you've seen better fights. But it's an okay read overall. Again, this is an average book. It's just average. That's all I got to say. The art is okay. There's some really bad faces, but it's not going to win any awards. Let's put it that way. And finally, Snot Girl. This also is my second book of the week. And, I as I was reading this thing, I was thinking, now I heard this was supposed to be good. I don't understand. And then I got to the end and I understood. Basically, what we have here is the story of this girl. She's a fashion blogger, but she's got an allergy problem. And as you can imagine, if you're a top fashion blogger, you can't have this allergy problem because people won't look at your blog if your nose is running all the time. And she's got extreme allergies. Well, that's her one of her issues. Her second issue is she's got friends that are really bad. It's like the type of friends that you send out a message and 4 hours later they respond type thing. And it's not because, they've been busy with work, it's because they just didn't care to respond. They ditch her on her brunch group gathering at the very beginning, and she's kind of she's living a good life in the sense that she's doing what she likes to do. She's living a very lonely life at the same time, until she meets this one girl who seems to be somebody she's going to look up to as like, this is going to be my friend. Once I'm if she works out to be my friend, then I won't need all these other phonies. Well, stuff happens. Let's put it that way. Stuff happens at the end, and I'm like, whoa, I need to know more. So, rest assured, I'm going to be reading issue number 2. Now, why is this a good book? That ending alone can't make it just a good book. But the book is really well written. They really did a great job at getting this character down and letting you understand how she's feeling and stuff. And the art, I think, is good. It was just it's just like you feel for the girl in the sense that she's got this very hollow life in which she doesn't get love or respect from her friends type thing, and it's like, she's kind of screwed in that aspect. But and it's not like she's even truly a bad person either, So, that's why you kind of feel a little bit bad for her, because there's no reason like like she's not extremely rude or arrogant or like evil. But anyways, overall, I really enjoyed it. Great read, and highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Anyways, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Like, share. We'll have some more videos later. And until next time.